Hello and welcome back to the Rising Tide podcast. I am co-host Noel Alonso here with my brother Bryce.
Hello, everybody. Happy Easter.
Yes, happy Easter. Um, we are back doing this one the day after the game so we could remember most of it, unlike last week. We found some time, so excuse me if I sound sick, I am. But we got a lot to talk about, well, a bit. So, I guess starting, Kansas City beats Houston Dash 2-0 to get on top table in the standings, and that is our ninth straight win, fourth straight shutout. So, uh, a good performance overall. Again, the second half was a little slow, but not too bad in the first. There's a decent bit to talk about. So, I'll go to you for your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I think another win, another shutout at home, put us at the top of the table since um, Orlando lost. Good feeling to be on top, get that win, get another shutout. Looks good. Being able to keep those goals out, just a complete turnaround from uh, last season. So being able to score and win, and also keep goals out of the back of the net, a really good start to the season.
Yeah, and it looks like we did have a little bit of a change in the starting lineup with Cooper being out. Or well, we'll talk about that later. But not starting. She was available apparently. We didn't get to see her, so and I thought overall it was a good move to maybe let her rest against Houston. Our like we talked about last podcast, even our bench is pretty stacked. We have a lot of good good ball players on the bench coming off the bench to relieve our starters. So starting here, let's see, Lorena and net. We had Sharples, Ball, Izzy Rodriguez, Wheeler, Dabinia, DiBernardo, Labonta. We got to see Bia start finally. Chawinga and then Prince. Um, I know. I mean, you maybe have a few words to say. You were waiting for Bia to start. How do you think she did coming back from the injury?
Yeah, I was excited to see Bia to start. I was kind of a little bit surprised, even though Cooper was out. I was kind of surprised to see her starting, but I guess it kind of makes sense to put her in that nine spot. But I think she's doing well. It's You could tell she's coming off an injury still and just trying to work her way into the new season, work her way into the team again since being out for so long. Just trying to get her swagger back. But once she gets that first goal, once she gets that first assist, they'll start coming in. She just needs to get in that rhythm. But overall, like just because she's not scoring or getting assists doesn't mean she's not playing well. She's still playing that 10, that number 9 position very well. Really strong on the ball, checking into the center mid to receive it, and just keeping those defenders just really standing strong with that defender on her back, laying the ball off, making good passes, and just creating space behind her for Chawinga or Ball or not Ball, Chawinga or Prince or even Cooper whenever she's playing. So even though she's not in the score sheet yet, I still think she's doing, playing a big role when she's in there.
Yeah, she did have that one chance in the first half. I don't think she didn't end up taking the shot, did she? Um,
No, I don't think
yeah,
so.
really close. I think if she would have shot it, it probably would have went in. Um, but overall, team played very well. Um, it was even in possession, just about. Kind of crazy to see compared to the other few games we've won and been behind, 25, 30, 40%. Um, so I guess we can start. Um, the only thing I have written down here, starting the 16th minute, there's a missed handball in the box. Um, you know, it was clear to me. It's pretty clear. They were talking about
Yeah, it was.
good.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go.
They were talking about even the commentators were talking about going back and reviewing that. Did get a review on that. But 3 minutes after, we did get a foul on the in the box in the 19th minute. Um, Labonta takes the shot and scores. That makes it 12 for 13 goals on penalty kicks for her in her career.
I think now it's 13-14.
Is it 13-14? Okay, that
After
was
that
before.
one,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
13 scored and up out of her 14.
Yeah, so missed handball, a little upset, but I guess
I was curious
ball
if
don't
you were
lie.
going to bring that up or not, because it was at a weird angle and it came from across, and It is definitely a clear handball. I'm not sure if because we didn't really have any players on the backside of her, so I don't know if that plays a part in it. But it hits her hand for sure. It drops down right at her feet, being able to clear it, or I can't remember exactly what she does, but
Mm.
I don't know if it plays a role. If a Kansas City player was behind her, they definitely should be calling that a handball. I don't know, since there was no Kansas City player behind her, if that plays a role. But like I said, it drops right down to her hand. She doesn't know if there's anyone, if there's a Kansas City player behind her. So I don't know. I feel like that should be. I don't know if that's just completely missed from VAR and the ref. If they decided not to even look at it because it wasn't affecting any Kansas City player to, get a shot or a pass. But yeah, it was really weird how they didn't even look at that.
Yeah, like I said, didn't even give it a look. I was a little surprised, but like I said, I guess ball don't lie. We did end up getting that foul and our penalty kick 3 minutes after. Um,
Yeah, and that just goes to the point of Bia coming up, checking into like the top of the 18, receiving the ball, has a nice touch to her right side where it looks like she's going to beat the defender really strong and just gets tripped up. So,
anything
like
else
seeing
after
Bia
that?
check the ball.
Compared to, I did put down in the 42nd minute, sorry, Chewinga's block shot that was off the goaltender's hands, spinning back. She was able to get it, but that was a missile from outside the box.
Yeah,
A
it
little
was an
surprised that it didn't go in.
absolute rocket. And something about that ball that's coming outside the 18, like off a corner kick, it's cleared off the defender's head. There is nothing better in a game of soccer than a ball being laid up for you just like that. She takes it perfectly, hits it really well with her laces. Doesn't rocket it, doesn't shank it, hits it perfectly. Unfortunately, Jane Campbell was in position, uh, ready to make the stop. So
Yeah, and good stop indeed. I guess after that, what the last thing I have written down, Sharple's goal, assisted by Rodriguez from the corner. We finally got a corner kick goal. Uh, Beautiful shot, beautiful
yeah,
pass.
finally, because I feel like for the past few games we're out dominating them in our attacking third. So this game we had 9 corners to their one, with very similar possession. So that just shows how, with almost a 50-50 possession, um, we are dominating in our attacking third, getting to that end line, getting crosses, getting corner kicks, and we're finally able to convert on a corner kick after I'm not sure how many we have this season, but 9 to their one this game, able to get one in the back of the net off a corner. Really good
Yeah,
to see.
and I think the only thing after that was I mean half. Um, like we kind of mentioned, second half a little slow again. Um, I don't really have much to say on the second. I know you said you do or you have something to talk about.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's good that we're being able to score goals. Not as many as last season, but still being able to score and not concede. So last season, our problem was we're scoring goals, but come the second half, we may be up one, maybe up 2 goals, and then we completely just lose it. We just break down, shut down, think that the game's getting close enough to, being done with, and uh, just conceding weak goals late in the game. So it may be a little slow at some times, I would say, for our second half. But as long as we're not giving up goals, being caught asleep, I think it'll work out. I mean, this is against a Houston Dash team that's not that strong, but come, playing against Washington Spirit, Gotham, or any of these strong teams, can't be falling asleep and just giving up weak goals like we did last season. So, yeah, like I said, it's good to see, being able to get these clean sheets, was good.
yeah, I think Loretta has been playing beautiful. Again, we haven't been giving our opponents many opportunities, but when she needs to be there, she has been there. Um, I guess, like I said, I don't have much else to say about the second half. Pretty slow. It's more just keeping possession. But defending overall this year compared to last year, just watching, immaculate. So, um, like I said, I don't know if you want to touch on the game anymore.
I'll just have to say this. Since we brought it up last episode, and then the episode before talked about how I would love to see Dabinia in the center mid, and I'm just going to say it again, just because the commentators during this game brought it up. Uh, Dabinia is playing at an MVP level right now. Seeing her in the center mid, I don't know if it has anything to do with the position switch, or if she's just coming out a little bit stronger this season. But I love seeing her in the center mid, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. Just being able to see her greatness with her touches and her passes and her creativity in the center mid, I think it just gives something different for the team. Um, yeah, I think that just seeing Dominion in the center mid just really good.
Yeah, I think everyone played really well. No complaints. Let me bring that lineup back real quick. Here, 1 second. I was gonna go over the subs. I can't remember off the
Oh,
top
yeah,
of my
some
head.
stuff written down here about the subs that came in.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, let's see here. So we go in the second half. We got coming after Sharple's goal in the 62nd minute. On the 70th and 71st minute, Hutton comes out, or not Hutton comes out, Hutton goes in, replaces Prince. That opens up a spot for Haley Hopkins to come in um, forward from North Carolina Courage. I don't know too much about her. I know she had 3 goals, 1 assist last season, but yeah, she comes in, and then we got in the 80th minute, Feist comes in for DiBernardo. She's not getting a bunch of time like she did last season. She started out pretty good last season, getting a bunch of minutes. I believe um, I can't remember exactly what happened last season, but Feist did get a lot more minutes than what she's getting this season. But we go Mary Long in for Dabinia. These are her first minutes in the NWSL. So rookie, I believe she's 18. Went to Duke for 1 season, played there, and she is the daughter of Allie and Chris Long, who's the co-owner of Kansas City Current.
Hmm,
Just a little fun
I
fact
did not
there.
know that.
Yeah, so she comes in the 80th minute, um, and then 84th minute we got Mason for Wheeler, which I kind of wanted to talk about that actually since we're going into the subs.
Hmm.
What do you think is because I kind of Googled this just to see. I don't believe Mace is suffering from any sort of injuries or anything, but with her minutes being cut down this season, I want to know your thoughts on what the process is behind that. Why is Mace getting less minutes? What do you think about it? And do you think it's are the defenders in her spot? Are they stepping up? Are they doing, what Mace was doing last season? What do you think?
Haley Mace played really well last season. I'm a little surprised. I know me and my fiance had a little bit of a talk about Wheeler being in the starting lineup just based off the first few games. She seemed a little off. She did step up in this Houston game. I'd like to see her progress for the rest of the year. But I think Wheeler and Mace are up there evenly right now. I would, based off last season, I'd probably start Mace over Wheeler. Wheeler hasn't been playing bad. Like I said, those first few games this season, I think the first three I really talk about, she was just wasn't playing very well in my opinion. I'm a little surprised to see her start over Mace just in the starting of the season. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're battling in practice, and we might see Mace in the starting lineup over Wheeler.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, Wheeler has stepped it up the past 2 games. I guess we'll see. It's really interesting. The good thing about the Kansas City Current is we have good starters, but we also have a good bench. So, um, you know, based off of other sports, that can work really well if you don't take it too personal. Being on the bench and knowing your role, it sucks, obviously, but knowing your role and being a team player can really, really affect the team. Um, I don't want to go into football too much, but the Lions kind of have that in their running back last year. They have Montgomery and Gibbs who play that very well. Then not one of them really starts. They cycle on and off. So I think it
Mhm.
can work really well, and the team can succeed based off that as long as the two players know their role, know that they're playing for the team. I mean, like I said, it's just all for the team, whatever it is to win.
Right. and I can't. It wasn't the last international friendlies that USA had against Brazil, but it was before that. I cannot remember who they were playing, but Mace did make the international team to go play. Called up for camp, played. I can't remember. This was a while ago. She did get some playing time for the USA team. So it's just I'm not sure what Vladko is seeing. Maybe there's something in training that he's just not really liking. Maybe it's personal issues. Maybe they don't get along very well. Because sometimes that does play a
Oh yeah.
part in why players don't get playing time. I can't really see that being a problem. She seems, like a fine person, but yeah, not getting a lot of playing time. It actually kind of stuck out to me as I was writing my notes. I was like, yeah, I don't know exactly why Mace wouldn't be getting as much playing time as she was last year, but yeah, like you said, Wheeler is stepping up. She's playing very well. I will say that uh, her second year in the NWSL, she kind of puts herself. I think she's a great defender, but sometimes she puts herself in not too great positions. It's just like maybe pushing up too far at certain times, not reading the game at a level I think she could read it at. Just being a step or two behind. Um, just because lack of experience, but she'll get there. But as far as defending and physicality and speed, I think she's a really great outside back. So we'll see. We'll see what the rest of the season brings. But there's still plenty of time. She has her whole career ahead of her, since she's still so young. So I guess we'll just wait and see what happens there.
Yeah, that was a great point actually. Um, I had something in mind and now I just completely lost it. Oh, I don't know if you noticed, but me and Elissa noticed. With Wheeler and Sharples, I believe, having that same pink headband on, don't they look really similar?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes if when they're inside the box,
hmm
sometimes you could get them a little mixed up because of the headband she wears. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
she
that's how
does.
I was able to pick Wheeler out because of that pink headband. But now that Sharples is wearing the same exact one, them being so close and
Yeah,
the camera being panned out, it's hard to tell who's who. They look very similar. That's
yeah.
just something I pointed at. Just something I thought we
And
talked about
and
during the
on
game.
Sharples, uh, getting her first Kansas City goal this game. That's big time for her. Um, Probably builds her confidence a little bit. Stepping up inside the 18 for corner kicks, being able to get that first one that builds her confidence.
Yeah, I think coming off your first goal, huge confidence booster. Even just scoring.
Oh
Soccer
yeah.
compared to other sports is yeah, compared to other sports, you don't score as much. Having that first goal, teams being undefeated, the only team that's undefeated in the NWSL right now.
Hmm.
Huge confident boost. Um, it looks like coming up next we have North Carolina this Saturday, and I believe if we're going, let me look it up real quick. I
I
want
think
to
6:30.
Yeah, it is at 6:30. I was gonna go.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about who our competitors are versing. Um, I know Tuesday, like we talked about, Portland and Gotham start at 9:30 p.m. on a Tuesday night. A little odd. I might
Yeah,
catch that.
there has to be some sort of reasoning behind that. I don't know why. Uh, Obviously, they don't have games today because of Easter, so they did a bunch of games Friday, Saturday. Um, but yeah, I don't know why they're
Yeah,
playing Tuesday. I think
hopefully
they
I can
did that a
catch
few
that.
times. I think they did that a few times last season too, but I'm not for sure why, what the reasoning behind that is.
Yeah. So Orlando will verse Angel City on Friday at 7 p.m. Houston will verse Utah on Friday as well, same time. We got the first game. No, we don't. Sorry, that's just popping up first. Washington will versus Gotham on Saturday, the 26th, which is next Saturday. Are you? That can't be right.
Wait, because
This
Gotham
Tuesday
plays
games has to be this week because Gotham plays Tuesday and then they turn around and play Saturday. So was there like a delay this game?
well, Gotham played this match day. That was our fifth game, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was week 5. This that just passed. Gotham just played Angel City
yeah. Yeah, let me bring it up.
and
Yeah,
won 4-0.
Friday the 18th. Yeah,
And then
they
okay,
play
so
the
they're turning around and
22nd
playing on
and they
Tuesday.
Yeah, they play on the Tuesday 22nd, and then they turn around and play Saturday the 26th. Weird. Was there a delay? Was there some rain delay we missed? It doesn't look like it. They're all full time.
No, I don't
A makeup? I don't know.
think
That's
so.
weird.
You're sure they're playing on over the weekend?
Yeah, it's based off ESPN right here. Tuesday 22nd, Portland versus Gotham, which is just Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. And then Saturday, April 26th, which is next Saturday, they play Washington Spirit. Apparently,
Interesting.
yeah, that's in Washington. I don't know. That is weird. Maybe some type
Oh,
of.
okay. Well,
Well, hang on. Let me pop this up here. Something just popped up. Where'd it go? That is really weird. I don't know what the reasoning is for that. Uh, yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Because
I
it
am
looks
not
like
sure.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. We can talk about it. We can figure that out later. That's weird. So what
Yeah,
was I
we'll
on?
figure that out.
So Saturday we play North Carolina, like I said. Washington will play Gotham. Chicago versus San Diego, and Bay FC will play Seattle. And then that Sunday, Portland will versus Louisville. So Portland also plays Tuesday and Sunday as well.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning is
Maybe
behind
the
that,
weeks
but
after that,
yeah, I don't know.
maybe there'll be other.
So I guess more NWSL news that just popped up. Actually, I don't know if you knew this. Trinity Rodman has been ruled out indefinitely by the Spirit as she continues to deal
Yeah,
with an ongoing back injury.
I was gonna
Um,
bring that up. Yeah,
yeah, she says it says Trinity is taking time away from team activities to manage her back. They look forward to returning her when she is healthy. It looks like she's 22 and has been battling back issues for several years. In the last month, said she didn't think it would ever be 100% healthy again. It's
yeah.
really
I saw that
unfortunate.
she was heading over to London to see Washington Spirit's doctor. I guess it's over there in London. So getting some treatment over there, getting some, I don't know, ideas on what she could do. Probably just taking time away, not playing. I know that she missed some games last year. I think actually in Kansas City when we were playing, she took kind of a little bit of a bump. I want to say from Chewinga, nothing malicious, nothing on purpose. But since she is dealing with that back injury, I don't think it takes much to put her down. And she had to get wheeled off the field, and she missed a few games after that. So I just think not rushing back into playing with the Spirit or playing with the international team, just taking time away. Hopefully that'll help. Like she said, it probably will never be 100% again, which is really sad to think about since she's so young
Oh yeah,
and so much talent. Um, yeah, that sucks.
yeah. Other Kansas City Current news actually. Saw this on the Kansas City Current app. Kansas City Current announces multi-year partnership with Athletic Brewing Company. The Kansas City Current announced a multi-year partnership with Athletic Brewing Company, America's largest dedicated non-alcoholic brewer, on Tuesday. Starting this season, Athletic's array of award-winning non-alcoholic brews will be made available for current fans inside CPKC Stadium. So it looks like
Cool.
they're talking about wanting to expand our mix of non-alcoholic beverage options in the stadium.
Sweet. That's
Interesting.
good.
That'll be
I have to try one when we go there
yeah,
next. Try a non-alcoholic
multi-year.
beer.
Yeah, multi-year. So hopefully, and award-winning. So that's a um, good option. So um, other Kansas City Current news. I know we talked about it before the podcast. Not much on Cooper. She did not start, as we all know. I'll play this. This is from Twitter. And this is Vladko's response during an interview.
Yes, she will be available. It will be on us to decide for how much and if we want to take that chance at all. So we're gonna be very smart in our approach, and we'll decide literally once we get back in the locker.
So she was healthy. I guess healthy enough to play. But they were going to play it smart, which I think we already touched on it. Kind of a smart move. Houston isn't as strong of an opponent. If we were versus the Pride, Spirit, maybe think about it. Um, but I think giving her a
Yeah,
rest, especially after that playing for the U.S. team. So what? 5 5 games in the past few weeks. So I think a well needed rest for her, and I don't think we should rush it at all, especially being a star.
No, yeah, I mean, she's another player that's putting up MVP performances, right? So not rushing it, taking their time. Maybe it could have been different if, we're playing a different team. Maybe she starts and just is limited to the minutes she plays. Maybe she, comes in the second half, but I think they made a good decision not playing her. Like you said, we're up 2-0 against a team that's not incredibly strong. Even then, even if we were playing, Spirit or a stronger team, maybe you still keep her on the bench. It's so early in the season that you just want her to get healthy the first time, fix the problem, when it arises, instead of, trying to push her a little bit too hard and then making the injury last, longer than what it needs to be. So it's, yeah, a good decision on them, just knowing what is best for her and her health.
Yeah, and quick note I have written down about Cooper is Cooper led the Duke Blue Devils with 12 goals, most in freshman by a freshman year in program history. And I don't know if you knew this, she actually won, reading up on it, the equivalent of the Heisman for soccer in women's college soccer. Sorry.
I did not know that,
Yeah,
but easy to believe. She's a great player.
yeah, and she registered for the NWSL draft in her sophomore year. So, and June 18th, she had the fastest goal from kickoff in NWSL history, 22 seconds.
What was it? 22?
Yep, that might
There
have
you
been
go.
beaten. No, I'm thinking of the U.S. game. That's on NWSL history because didn't USA score in the first like 10, 15 seconds against Brazil just a week or two
It
ago?
was like 30,
Oh, was
30
it? Okay,
seconds.
I was thinking way
Yeah,
more than
something
that.
like that.
Yeah, so I have all this written down. We were thinking about doing a player spotlight kind of episode where we kind of read up um, and explore Kansas City current stars so we can all get more adapted to them, know more about them because a lot of these women, um, we don't really know much about their their past. Um, and popping up here, Teal Man just liked our post.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Um,
Tealman, for anyone who doesn't know, which if you are a KC Current fan, I'm sure you know who Tealman is. Just a guy that paints his face teal every single home game. I don't think he's missed every time I've been there or seen it on TV. He's always there. I don't think he's missed a single game since I've started watching. So
yeah, it's awesome. I just
paint his
saw,
face teal, big old beard. He always dyes and glitters.
yeah, just saw that pop up as soon as I finished talking. That's awesome.
Great
Hopefully, as soon
person,
as
great guy. Hey, and if you do see him at the stadium or anywhere, he will take a photo with you. So don't be
oh yeah,
scared. Go up and talk to him. Snap a photo with him, and
he's an awesome guy. Actually, hopefully he listens eventually.
yeah.
Do you have any more news? You wanted to bring up?
No, about this game, no, not really. I just have here that Dabinia, Labonta, Chawinga, they're all with 3 goals this season, all tied for second. There's a couple more players um, in the NWSL that have 3 goals. I have here Izzy Rodriguez with 2 assists. That's second in the league. So a few players here on KC Current that are leading some of the stats. Good to see. Good win. Great start to the season. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm really excited for the rest of the season and what's in store. Being 5-0 and being up against Orlando, I know we were really hyped seeing the Spirit up. We did want to draw, um, but we'll take an Orlando loss, especially
yeah,
especially after being up. So, um,
yeah. We will take that.
fortunately, there's not much else in WSL news this week. The game was a little slow compared to some of these. We're shutting out these teams, so all we can really talk about is the Kansas City Current, and we've been playing so well that there's really not much to be complaining about. Um, I think the team has been playing outstanding. It's going to be interesting to see the starting lineup adapt and maybe change, like we talked about. Um, but I think our starters so far have most of these spots locked. Um, and coming off the bench, we have people who will step up, playmakers. Um, like I said, I'm really excited to see the end of the season, and hopefully we are there again and can overcome Orlando. I know those are must-win games. I did buy tickets last night to the May 26th game, so I will be there
In Chicago,
in Chicago.
KC Current versus the Stars. All right, that'll be fun.
And May. Oh, sorry, it's the 24th. Should be able to see
Okay.
us on TV. Will be behind the net, kind of to the left. I guess I don't know which side the camera will be on, so we might be on the right side, but we'll be front row in our red, ready to support. And hopefully Cooper will sign my jersey just once.
Yeah, that's when you have to get down there since there won't be as much Kansas City
Yeah, there
fans.
won't
You
be
get
as.
down there, show your support. They'll come find you, come
Yeah,
sign your jersey.
that's why I wanted to sit there. I think there's a big chance we can both get. Since she has that shirt, that Chwinga shirt. So hopefully she can get that signed,
Oh
and
yeah.
I really want to get my jersey signed by at least one Kansas City current player. Hopefully, it'd be cooler if it was Cooper, obviously. Um, but I'll take anyone I can get.
No, I'm sure you could get it. I'm sure you get it.
Um, but I guess that's all I had for today. I don't know if you have anything else to touch on. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one. Um,
Yeah, I'll break into something
oh yeah, go ahead.
real quick. We got a little bit of time.
Yep.
Like you brought up last episode, AT&T had that new sponsorship, right?
Mm.
With sponsoring the NWSL and starting their new thing of giving out Player of the Week. At the time of us recording this, there was no new Player of the Week yet. But last week they did give it to Alyssa Thompson. I just break into that just a little bit. Having a great start to her season with um, I'm having a brain fart. Angel City. Um, I know she was out this game with a upper leg injury. It said so. Not too sure how serious that is, but she did miss the game against Gotham. They did get was it Gotham? Right, Gotham and Angel City. They lost 4-0, I believe, this weekend. Anyways, just a few stats here. Alyssa Thompson, Player of the Week last week. So far this year, she has 3 goals, 1 assist. Very young player, just only 20 years old. Um, let's see here. She was first overall pick by Angel City in 2023, making her the youngest NWSL player at the time. There's been some record breakers with that over the
Way more
past
than
couple
that now.
seasons. Yeah. At the time, yeah, like I said, the youngest player, first high schooler to be drafted to the NWSL. So a couple of records breaking there with her. She had her first call up for USA in 2022. I can't remember the team she played against. I think I want to say like Iceland or something. Um, she did make it to the World Cup in 2023, which they didn't have the best performance, but it was a younger squad, a couple players out that, not used to seeing out. But anyways, just getting her experience, she'll get there. Um, for high school, she played Harvard Westlake. She played 2 years there where she recorded 48 goals and 14 assists in just 17 games, naming her the Gatorade National Player of the Year as a sophomore. So 48 goals and 14 assists in 17 games sounds a little bit crazy. Not sure how she managed to do that, but just must have been at a completely different level than anyone she was playing against.
Sounds like it.
Um, and you could see that in the league she's in now. 20 years old, playing against all of these people that have so much experience in the league, being able to put up numbers. 3 goals, 1 assist already this season. I think she has an opportunity this season to, MVP numbers as well. So really good to see such a young player being able to perform like this.
Yeah, I think that just this young talent, and we talked about that Kansas City Current 2 showcase. Um, these teams are scouting for younger players, and it's kind of crazy how well these younger players can perform. I think the NWSL is just like going to continue to grow, especially if we're finding players like this. It's only going to grow. It's going to be more entertaining, more goals, more fans. Um, it's only going to go up. So if we can keep getting players just like this, um, it's just astonishing to see these superstars play and how many there actually are and how many we haven't heard about compared to the men's leagues, men's sports. I'm really excited to see how the NWSL does. They're getting more and more partnerships, so hopefully we can continue to pay these women more and more over time, and make the league as big as possible.
Yeah, and I'm sure with time it'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, gotta wait and see what happens. But yeah, like all of these younger players that are coming into this league and making a statement, it's really cool to see. I remember watching the World Cup in 2023. Me and my wife we watched a lot of it. It was in I can't remember where it was at. I'm having a lot of brain farts right now, but the times where when the games were playing were like 2, 3 in the morning, and me and my wife would put up a projector in our room and set it up like 2, 3 in the morning and watch the games. But anyways, seeing Alyssa Thompson there, she was limited with time, unfortunately. But first World Cup, still super young. But I remember they were giving her an interview or something, and she said that she was missing her high school like prom or a high school homecoming or dance or something to be at the World Cup. It was crazy to think about. Just me laying in bed watching the game at 3 in the morning. She's representing her country, missing her high school homecoming. It's just crazy to think about.
Makes you feel like a loser.
Yeah, it makes you feel like what happened, man? What happened? She's World Cup playing with all these incredible women that have paved the way for players like her, Alyssa Thompson, just being able to play with them, and it's just crazy to see, crazy to listen to, and yeah, happy for her and what she's gonna bring to the table
Yeah,
next World Cup.
and I think a big part of being able to grow a sport, especially a women's sport like this, is the support from other players. I think NWSL players they do it very well compared to um, WNBA. Hate to bring it up, but um, the WNBA you see a lot of hate thrown, you see a lot of shade. There's really no when you're trying to grow a sport or you're trying to get people entertained. It's hard to do that. You're really hurting the sport. But NWSL players overall, I think they do a very good job of uplifting young and talent. Like to see it, and they kind of have it in their, it should be wrapped around their mind. The more young talent, the more eyes you get to the sport, the more you're going to get paid, the more people that are going to come see you. We kind of touched on it. We see these. I mean, they are bigger. Most teams don't have their own, you know, pitch, but these bigger arenas, they're still pretty empty compared to, the current. I know this is a little smaller venue compared to Children's Mercy, I believe, by a few thousand. I may be wrong on that, but I feel like Kansas City kind of filled up Children's Mercy that year we went as well. But seeing some of these empty stands, the only way to fill those is to grow the sport. And like you said, and like I think NWSL has potential to be bigger than the MLS in America. Um, that's all I really have for that. I'm just
Yeah,
excited
there's
to see
just
what the
there's a
where it goes.
yeah, there's a lot of positivity with the players now. Uh, just like I said, paving the way for younger girls, not even in high school, but way even younger than that, starting in elementary, before that, just giving them something to work for, work towards, giving them so much inspiration. It's really cool to see. And we're starting to see it now, watching Alex Morgan and Abby Wambach and all of these players I kind of grew up watching. You could see it how all of these younger players that are starting to get into the NWSL, their inspiration, they're superheroes, but they would say was Morgan, was Wambach, and all these other players. So we're starting to see how much of an impact those players made to these young players. So, Alyssa Thompson will be the next person, when she grows and gets older to motivate the kids that are in, kindergarten now. So there's just a lot of that positivity, I think, within women's soccer that I love so much.
Yeah, and I used to hate on soccer, but I will say it. I will give it to you. I think soccer players are the most respectful to their opponents and to their fan base, and it means a lot, especially being a fan and going. Um, my fiance girlfriend at the time did get a picture with Chewinga very last second, but it's
Hmm.
good to show love to your fans. I think this sport this league has a lot of potential, and we're moving in the right steps compared to some other leagues. Um, that's all I really have on that. I know we talked about it a bit overall, but I know I'm excited. I'm excited for this sport and for
Yeah,
this young
I know.
talent.
I agree. I agree with you. It's really starting to get on the map and really starting to pop out a little bit. So yeah, as a someone that absolutely loves soccer, been playing it and watching it, 28 years, my whole life. It's good to see other leagues and other players start to get on the map and get recognized, like they should. So
It's crazy to see like how women's sports kind of just came about. It hasn't been too long compared to men's sports. I think we're missing out
and
on a lot of talent.
I'm gonna say it's like the Alex Morgan generation. I mean, even before that, they did so much for this sport and for USA, not just for USA, actually for women's sports around the world. You could see how more serious women's soccer is taken just by watching the World Cup. The last World Cup was the talent from, so let's see, the World Cup is 2023. So from 2019 to 2023, the gap is incredible. They got so much more talented. You could just tell that the whole world took it so much more seriously, put money into it, put their effort into it, and coming in a couple years, I'm sure that bar will be even higher. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, and I mean we already know the league is growing. Seeing these Kansas City creating their own stadium. I know Colorado expansion team is going to have their own stadium. So we know the money is there, the eyes are there, um, and again, I kind of beating an old drum, but this league is going to grow. It's only going to get better, and us and I guess the NWSL doing these, like you could call them combines of these younger collegiate and high school players, doing these little showcases. I guess um, we're only going to get more eyes. And the NWSL is looking for younger talent, so anything's possible if you're listening to this. We're guys, so we'll never make it to the NWSL. Yeah, we're also above the age of 22. I'm 22. You're what, 27?
28. Yeah.
28. I
I'm
was
out of
close.
my prime.
I was close. Yeah, it's over. We're both retired.
Yep.
Um,
That now we're in the part of life where we just watch sports and admire their talent. That's what we
admire.
do.
Yep,
We just admire their talent
make us
and just
feel
watch
like
like, wow.
losers.
Yep,
It's just
pretty
not
much.
really make you feel like a loser, but seeing these 17-year-olds coming up and playing against professional players. Um, I was like 4'5" at 17, so
Yeah. Yep. Me too. We're both really short growing up.
but no, it's exciting to see this young talent. It's also exciting to see them start so early, because just to watch them we get to watch them their whole career. So see how they adapt, see how they only get better. There's only getting better, especially when you're so young, starting in a league that's the most professional you can get. Um, you're only going to grow. More opportunities will come to you. Eh, again, I'm just excited to see it. But I think that's
Yep.
all.
Time will tell.
That's all I have for today. We were able to go 45 just about. That's our usual one. I think this was a really good one actually.
No, yeah, it was good. Broke down the game. Talked about a lot of interesting things, I think. So hopefully everyone listening, hope you enjoyed. Um, Follow us on our Instagram. Leave us a comment what you think we could be doing better, what you'd like us to talk about, anything
Yeah.
like that.
Any questions you want us to bring up? I can't speak. You can comment on Instagram. You can comment on our Facebook or YouTube, or you can even comment on the Spotify episodes too. Any
Mhm.
questions you have, or you want us to answer, or anything about us, I guess. I know this is an NWSL podcast, but if you have any questions for us, anything, feel free. We only want to get bigger. I know we have a small audience that we're trying to get to already, being in the NWSL and just for one team, but we can get there. I know a lot of our family members like the podcast, so it only takes one big person like Tealman or someone just to follow. It'd be interesting to even just talk to someone, another fan or something, be a super fan. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay, and you said we're going to North Carolina playing this weekend,
yep, should be
Casey, or is it home?
a
Away game or home game?
let's see. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, I was all the way up there. I had to go back. Sorry. It is in North Carolina, so we are away.
Away. All
But
right.
we can bring this up. Um, Total goals: Kansas City has 12. Carolina has 3. Goal differential: we have 11. They have -4. Assists: we have 5. They have 2. And then goals against: they have 7, and we have 1.
Okay. Well,
And they are 0
anything could
2 and
happen
yeah,
in
no,
this league. Don't want to be too cocky, too
nope.
crazy. Anything could happen. Could have an off day and just lose it.
Yeah, they are 0-2-3. So hopefully get another win. We got to stay up on the Pride. We're gonna have to keep look on that. They're gonna be so close. Them and the Spirit.
It's gonna be another tight race. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I guess that's all I have. I guess we could end it with a Casey baby. Anything else you want to touch on? Is that it?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, just sorry about different space here. Still at the hotel,
That's okay.
so I'll be back home next weekend for our next podcast. I'll be
Will you be able to watch the
back
game on
home.
Saturday? Are you gonna be home Saturday?
Yeah, I'll be home. I'll be able to
Maybe
watch it.
yeah,
So
maybe we can
be good.
if I feel better we can watch it together. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
It's been a
sounds good
month.
to me.
It's been a
What
month.
about
I'm
if
just
we
feeling
did what about our next podcast? We did it together and we're talking
Oh yeah, we could
like
do it. We could
in
do
the
it at,
same room
like at your
together.
house.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we could figure something out.
Something like that.
I'd have to log
That could
in.
be interesting.
Yeah, I think I can log into we could talk about it. I don't want to go into it, but yeah, maybe
Okay.
we could do that then. We could just do it right after too, so our brains are fresh. That'd be nice. We could even maybe
True.
bring
Yeah.
in uh, wife and fiance.
Yeah, maybe we could do that.
Something to talk about.
Look at that.
Give them questions. That'd be a good idea. Then we can actually have something to talk about. So,
A real conversation.
oh
Sounds
yeah,
good to me.
oh yeah,
I'll leave it. I know you're sick. If you want to do the Casey baby, like the last podcast, I don't want to piss anyone off in this hotel, so I don't want to
yeah. I could
scream
do it.
Casey
Yeah,
baby.
I could do it.
I'll whisper it.
I'll do that as loud as I can. So
You got the voice to do it?
I think so. All right, ready?
Okay.
Good
All right,
luck,
here
Kansas
you.
City. Beat North Carolina. We'll be cheering for you. We'll be watching together. And I'm predicting a Bia goal in the 38th minute. Please. Any
Okay.
goal, I guess,
Yes.
or assist.
We're manifesting a Bia goal. I want to see that Cristiano Ronaldo celebration,
This once.
and I just want to see her on the score sheet. Yes,
Yes.
we're manifesting it.
Yep. All right.
All right.
All right. I'll do 1, 2, 3. Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. KCB.
KC, baby.